You know, one of the reasons I think superheroes are universally adored is because we all dream that one day we might don a mask, cape or hood ourselves and become one of these legendary icons of fantasy fiction. Well, Marvel Powers United VR uses virtual reality to literally put you in the boots of some of your favorite Marvel characters and become the hero you've always dreamed of being. Super Goose, away! Now, before we suit up, just a quick reminder that VR is still a new technology and isn't recommended for extended periods of play, especially by younger gamers. Also, this game is exclusive to the Oculus Rift and requires the touch controllers, so there is a bit of setup to begin with. Once your rig is ready to go, though, it's time to become a superhero. Wow! Powers United is a 4-player online cooperative arena brawler where you and 3 other allies take on waves of villainous thugs, defending relay points, collecting power cells, and even bringing the smackdown on some iconic supervillains from the Marvel Universe. Before you can team up online, though, you're thrown into a story prologue, playing as either Black Widow or good old Cap himself.
Cap! AIM is attacking Avengers Tower. We need to move.
It's a spectacular opening that not only shows off the game's amazingly detailed environments, but also teaches you the basics of full body control. Now, often movement can make or break a VR game, but fortunately, there's a number of options and tweaks here to help avoid that feeling of superhero motion sickness. While you can walk your hero around with the left thumbstick, turning is handled with quick 45-degree snaps, left or right. Also, you can teleport rush short distances by marking a spot and pressing a button to jump there. This not only helps you move around quickly, but it also works for a superhero game, where leaping to the top of a light post dressed as Spidey looks and feels appropriately amazing. Speaking of other heroes, once you complete the prologue and come face to face with Thanos and his minions, you're whisked away to space. This serves as the main hub of the game, where you can switch in and out of a marvelous roster of superheroes. There's a ton of heroes to pick from, no Iron Man though, strangely, and they each have their own superpowers and movement style. And while they all look and sound just like their comic book counterparts, essentially it boils down to a few variations. There's close-up brawlers like Hulk and Black Panther. Hey, you there? Go hang out with them. Long-distance nimble fighters like Hawkeye and Spider-Man.
Are we having a contest, guys?
Or flying heroes like Storm, Thor, and Doctor Strange, who can hover around the map and fight from above.
But a zap.
To the game's credit, picking a favorite isn't easy because they're all fun to play with. So you'll want to try everyone out at least once, especially after unlocking a range of different costumes and poses. And you do this by completing challenges and earning XP in the matches themselves. Once you've teamed up with some fellow heroes and gone through the obligatory and hilarious greetings.
Hi, that's the best I can do.
Shh. You can then vote for a map before the adorable Lockjaw teleports you all into action. The environments themselves are really impressive in VR, and it's hard not to just stop and stare the instant your boots hit the ground. But you won't have long before the action starts, and you're frantically darting about the map, destroying waves of Ultron's robots or KOing Hydra's goons. It's an undeniable thrill getting to wield such iconic powers with just the flick of a wrist. And while motion controls are never going to feel perfect, this is about as close as you're going to get without being bitten by a radioactive spider, hit with a bunch of gamma rays,
Hulk smash!
Being really good at archery,
Time to play Robin Hood.
or being the arrogant deity successor to an intergalactic monarch that's based heavily on Norse mythology? Yeah, now I think about it, Thor is kind of silly.
Feel the might of Mjolnir!
As you play through multiple matches, you'll notice how each mixes things up by changing up the enemies or occasionally moving objectives around the map. And while this stops the game feeling overly samey early on, it doesn't take long before you find yourself facing off against the same boss, or being the one who has to carry the power cells around the map again. The real replayability here comes from who you play as and who you play with. Most of the fun I found came from the little moments in between matches, like lining up before a fight,
Smile.
or pulling hero poses together for the end of match photo shoot. Looking good, team. And there's no denying that awesome feeling of looking down to see yourself transformed into the Incredible Hulk. I'm huge! Or wearing the iconic Spider-Man outfit. I just wish that same level of detail had been carried over into the environments, specifically the HQ. Sure, baby Groot is cute.
I am Groot.
But not letting me actually rummage around for Easter eggs and secrets is a massively missed opportunity. Speaking of things missing here, is any real solo experience to speak of. While including 3 other heroes in every match, be they human or AI, does add to the chaotic action on screen.
Oh, all of you, watch out.
And helps you feel like part of a super team, I just wish there was more here for the hero who wants to go it alone. You can test out your powers on goons in a training room, but I'd much prefer to see a full story campaign included. Especially after such a fantastic opening act that really showed off the kind of cinematic superhero single-player action that can be experienced in VR.
Great timing, Hulk.
Still, at the end of the day, very few games let you experience the power of being a superhero, let alone this many, quite like Powers United. Sure, the action can get repetitive, and even the most experienced superhero is going to have a wonky moment or two. But as far as VR goes, this is one of the most polished licensed games out there. And while focusing on multiplayer definitely wasn't what I was expecting, I was surprised at just how much fun I had fighting as a super team. I'm giving this 3.5 out of 5 rubber chickens. Even if I did look really silly doing it.
Spider-Man.
I bet I look so cool doing this.